What's up, y'all? This is Michael Keith, aka Mike of 112, one-fourth of the infamous ATL Grammy Award-winning multi-platinum group 112. And I'm here with Hype Magazine, that's HYPE Magazine, and we're here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I'm putting it down, man.
So tell us what's going on with 112 right now.
What's going on with 112 right now? For the past 2.5 years, 112 has been touring, and I'm happy to report that we have finally agreed, all four of us, Q, Mike, Sam, and Deron, to put another album together. So I'm very excited. It's a very exciting time right now for us in the music industry, man, and I'm just really happy that we're all on the same page, and we're ready to rock out, man, and get back out into that music scene and put another album.
Can you give us a brief history of 112?
Okay.
Starting with yourself.
Okay. Well, give you a little history on this, man. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and at the time when we first started, it was just me and Deron at the time, and we were in middle school. This is back in like 1990, 91, and we were just singing, because we could get girls, basically. He would have a keyboard, I was singing, and that's when we started to realize, hey man, we can really do something with this, man, because we weren't just singing, we really knew that we had the gift and we could make something really happen. So the following summer, we got with some more members of the group, Slim included in the group at that time, and we started performing, doing a lot of talent shows, and eventually, man, we got to a point where we started winning everything that was in the city, and our name, notoriety at the time was Forte. Our name started coming out, and a lot of people were interested in that. When we first met our first managers, Courtney Seals and Kevin Wells, and Kevin was really good friends with Puff. Kevin introduced us to Puff. We sang in front of this club 112, and that's where he decided to sign us, and the rest is history, man, if you will.
You guys have dropped a lot of singles over the years. Only You, Cupid. I could go on forever, I guess. I don't. You know what they are. You already know. Right. That's what it is.
Yeah, there's a few. Peaches and Cream, Dance with Me, Anywhere.
Let me ask you, over the years, with all the features that you have appeared on as well as with, have there been any influences over the years?
There's been some great influences, man. I would say some of the greatest influences that we had was our touring, and our first tour was with the Ozzy Brothers, and that was an awesome tour. They taught us so much. Ron Ozzy took us on his wing, and he showed us how to be professional on the stage. And because we were just some country bunkers on stage when he first met us, man, and he pulled us back, like, hey man, look, instead of doing it like this, why don't y'all do it like this? Instead of going over there to the crowd and just gyrating, why don't you go ahead and talk to that woman over there? It's just so much history, man, that these guys presented, and for us to even be on the stage, with these guys, it was just such an honor. But what was even a greater honor was the fact that they took the time out to pull us to the side and say, hey, don't do it like this, do it like that, because based on my history, and we learned, because we were always fans of just music and music history, and the fact that a living legend took the time out to break down the nuances and the best way to perform, that was something that we never forgot. Another tour that we did was with Whitney Houston, and once again, that was an awesome tour. She was so gracious and so beautiful, and just a giving heart. And she, once again, she pulled us to the side and showed us based on her whole history and based on her professionalism and her experience, how to best serve your crowd, because it's all about serving your crowd and being an entertainer. And we learned so much from Whitney, and we lost an icon. We lost a beautiful, beautiful person inside and out vocally. Yes, we all know her for her vocals, man, but her spirit was even greater. And we did a tour with New Edition. One of the reasons why 112 is even 112 in the whole group aspect, and so much respect for those guys, man, because they epitomized the whole choreography and the singing, as well as being an overall entertainer, is what we learned from New Edition. And we actually did some choreography with Brooke Payne, who is New Edition's, used to be New Edition's choreographer at the time, man. So all these legends, man, all these living legends, man, giving 112 the opportunity and was molding us into that next generation of entertainers, man. And those were just some of the few artists that, and living legends that we had that gave us the opportunity to really shine. And we were just glad that we took the opportunity, and I was really glad for my guys and myself that we took the opportunity and actually adhered to what they were saying, so we could be bastions of the next generation and promote and help the next generation along, and just school some of these newer dudes that are out right now and just give them some information as well on how to best serve your public, because these are the people that are buying your records, man. So those are some of the experiences that,
Since you brought up New Edition, was there anybody in particular in New Edition, whether it was Michael Bivens, Ralph, anyone that was able to truly coach you on?
Michael Bivens.
Michael Bivens?
Michael Bivens, because he was the most business-minded as far as we were concerned, because he would always take the time out. All of them had, took the time out to speak to us and, tell us how, where we did, what we didn't do on the stage, right, this, that, and the third. But Michael Bivens actually sat down with us on the tour bus and told us the nuances of the business aspect of it as well. And it was just really it was a really great time, because he didn't have to do that. None of them had to do that. And for Michael Bivens to sit down and break down the whole thing, because at the time, he had the East Coast family going on with, Boys to Men and ABC and things of this nature, and he's seen a lot of Boys to Men in 112 and wanted to just give us some of that game as well, man. And I think the awesome thing about that whole experience was the fact that we took it and we absorbed it, and we were ready to regurgitate it and give it right back, man. And it just, you could see the generation, and how they dominated the 80s to the early 90s, and how 112 came in from the late 90s into the early 2000s, and how we dominated. And it was like we just keeping that thing, because it was cyclical, and we just wanted to keep that thing going, man. So Michael Bivens definitely was that guy out of New Edition now for us. And like I said, all of them, they were very gracious and very hospitable and taught us. But as far as like the most that we learned, I think it was Michael Bivens that we learned most from.
Let's talk about the early years just for a moment, about some of your maybe mentors over there at Bad Boy. Who truly was able to motivate you the most? Who was able to really let you know that this dream is going to be a reality?
I would say Stevie J would be one of the most influential people that we had over at Bad Boy, because where he came from, his musical background, a lot of Joe Public, back in Rochester and stuff, and they taught him, like, for those that don't know, Stevie can play like at least 9, 10 instruments. And Joe Public showed him how to, do all that. And then he showed us the nuances of that as well. Moved on to Jodeci and was doing a lot of stuff for those cats as well. And then came over from that Jodeci camp over to the Bad Boy camp. And then the rest is history. But a lot of the mentoring, as far as the music aspect of it goes, came from Stevie J, and it came from Puff as well. Puff was very influential as far as like our sound was concerned, because we came in with the mentality that we were just going to be R&B dudes, but Puff had a bigger vision, and Bad Boy was bigger than just one genre of music. We were global. Our whole image was about being a universal sound, and we couldn't do that being just an R&B sound, so we had to globalize our sound. And one of the key elements was to do up-tempos, but how R&B used to be corny, where you had an up-tempo song, man, and then we tried to sing and you ad-libbing and riffing all over the song and stuff. Like, we had to learn that, ad-libbing and riffing and doing all that stuff, that's cool, but it's in moderation, and learn how to sing a song where if you're in the club and you're drunk and you're trying to holler at this girl, that you could sing that song, you could sing along with that song. And you can't really do that if somebody's singing ad-libs all around your head and stuff, man. But if you got something that sing along like a Only You, like a Peaches and Cream, where you're drunk but you can still sing it, like that's the type of groove that people can get down with, man. And that's what we had to learn from Puff. So I would say our greatest influences, aside from Faith Evans as well, I mean, of course, her being such a vocal genius, and that's self-explanatory as far as like her contribution to the evolution of 112. But I would definitely say the three major influences that we had at Bad Boy would have to be Puff, Stevie J, Faith Evans, in that order.
There's talks about a new album. Can you talk about the new album?
Oh yeah, man. So a couple of weeks ago, we decided as a unit, because we've all, like, it's either been two and two didn't want to do it, or two did, or it was like three and one didn't want to do it. But we all collectively said, man, you know what, the music industry is lacking something right now. And not taking anything away from these newer dudes that are doing it right now, but I listen to my fans on Twitter, and I listen to, which is Michael Keith 112, by the way, so on twitter.com, so check me out. But I listen to the fans, and all of my fans are saying, look, the music industry is insipid right now, man. It's just really boring right now. Like, y'all got to give us something, man. Like, y'all went away without giving us anything. You know, kind of like, you know, how a Destiny Child did it. You know, they gave you a going away album. They gave you a going away concert, and then they all went, and so people felt good about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, they'll come back. You know what I mean? With 112, we just left y'all with nothing, and that was our fault. But we just realized that the music industry was lacking, and we wanted to get back out, man, and just, you know, do our thing, man, because we feel like we have at least another run, if not another 3 albums left in us. We got another good run in us where we can finally establish ourselves as that R&B group for this generation. You know, how New Edition was that group, and then you had your Boys II Men, and then you had Jodeci. All their legacies are etched in stone. 112's story is still not etched in stone yet, man. So it's still up in the air. So we can either go by the wayside, like so many other R&B groups, or we can evolutionize ourselves and revolutionize ourselves and be this group, this generation's R&B group, like the Temptations, like a Four Tops, like a New Edition, like things of that nature. So that's our goal right now, man. It's like we got all the money we need, man, and the awards, you know, we won Grammys, man. You know, like that's nothing, man. Like what really matters to us is our legacy, the legacy that my children can go 20, 30, 40 years from now and say, hey, my daddy was, you know, this dude, and he left a legacy, man, and that's the important thing to us now. So yeah, we're working. I'm so happy about this, man. I'm so happy about this album. We've been throwing ideas at each other, brainstorming, throwing ideas off of each other and stuff, man. So it's really been a great experience, man, and I just can't wait to get in and start manifesting some of these ideas, which probably coming in the next couple of weeks, man. You know, everybody's still finishing up their solo projects and endeavors and stuff like that, so we can't officially start until all that is done. But I'm so excited about, you know, the new album, man. I don't know what direction we're going in. We never know what direction we're going in. We just do music, and then it'll start to create its own story. And once, you know, and that's what's one thing that Puff always expressed heavily, man. Make sure y'all tell a story. Make sure your music is telling a story, man. And I feel like, you know, our 4 or 5 albums always told a story, you know, because there's only so many ways you can say I love a person, you know what I mean? So you gotta create a story for a person, create a scenario, create a vision, create a movie, you know what I'm saying, that's set to a CD or, you know, iTunes or whatever, that you could live through vicariously and say, man, you know what, I experienced the same thing that these dudes are talking about right now, and I'm all the better for it because they explained it in a way that I was able to, okay, that's cool, I can do that the same way that they talking about doing it, man. So I'm excited about it, man, for no other reason that music needs it right now. We need it, but the music industry really needs some good R&B right about now, and it's time, you know what I'm saying? The doors are wide open for us right now. There's no really groups that are out there doing anything. Mindless Behavior, they're making some noise, but there's no really, you know, there's those signature groups with that signature sound that's out right now that's really doing anything. And, you know, why wouldn't, you know, 112 be a great way to do that? So we're doing that right now. Abraham. What's up? Road manager here.
Interview, man. I'm gonna come back and do my
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get the manager's interview.
So individually, you have some things that you have going on as well.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I have been advocating for the Lupus Foundation for about 1.5 years, 2 years now. And the reason behind it all is my mother was diagnosed with lupus about 10 years ago. And like so many people at that time, I didn't know what the hell lupus was, man. You know, so I'm panicking, I'm bugging out, like, Mom, like, what the hell? Like, what are we, you know, is this it? You know, and her being a RN, a registered nurse, she explained to me, you know, all the nuances of what lupus was, but she still encouraged me to, you know, gain knowledge on my own and figure out exactly what was going on. And now I'm all the better for it. So once I started gaining information for it and realizing that there are so many people that are out here that don't know what lupus is and are suffering from it and have no idea, I felt like it was incumbent upon me to get out and spread awareness as much as I possibly could, man, because the demographic for lupus is women of color ages 14 to 44. Well, that sounds like 112's demographic, you know, as far as like the people that listen to our music and stuff. So I just felt like it was my calling and my duty. You know, I didn't go to the other guys about it because it was something that was near and dear to my heart. If you're going to do any philanthropic things or you're going to do any kind of charitable work, you have to do it with a righteous heart. You have to do it with a heart that's, hey man, I want to do this because it's the right thing to do, and not because it's the celebrity thing to do. And I just felt compelled to do so. So I've been advocating for the Lupus Foundation for about a year and a half, 2 years now. We just completed a fashion show in Atlanta with my management company, the Santiago firm, or the S firm. Big shout out to Melinda Santiago. And she, along with her team, put together this fantastic benefit fashion show. We raised a lot of money, and it was for a great cause. My mother was an honoree there, and she had such a great time. And it was about 3 weeks ago. She's still raving about how much fun she had and how the whole day was based, and the whole evening was based on her being an honoree, and it was just for her. And we had a lot of great turnout. A lot of celebrities came through, and we just had an awesome time, man. And we're just keeping that ball moving, and I'm feeling I have a fulfillment in life more with the music side and also the philanthropic side as well, man, because you got to get back, man, because for years 112 has always just, in my view, just been taking, and not giving, man. So this was my way of just giving, back to it. So that's, I've been doing that. I also have a column for Vibe.com, and it's entitled I'm Just Saying. And it's basically an advice column that I've created over the last year or so. And it's basically talking about love and relationships. And I'm an R&B dude, man. I've dealt with a lot of women, man. Over my years, and I've had a lot of experiences, some good, bad, and I'm just. I was just really fortunate to have the knowledge and the experience. I'm sorry, man. Have the knowledge and experience to get out here and talk to these women about what men are thinking. And it's kind of a Steve Harvey kind of feel, man, but more hip hop and more youthful, and it has a real jovial undertone. And because what I don't want to do is come off as I'm an expert. I'm not an expert. But what I am is somebody who, like I said, has experienced a lot, over my years, and I just, take those experiences and throw them out there to you so you can create your own scenario and create your own way of thinking about it, man. So that's basically what that column is, and you can check it out, like I said, on Vibe.com. It's called I'm Just Saying, and we'll be doing that. I also did a movie, and just like we were saying off camera, man, like I never really envisioned being a quote-unquote movie star or anything like that, man. But an opportunity came for me to play a part in this movie called At Man Moves Feet. It was filmed in Shreveport, Louisiana. Tommy Ford, he was one of the stars, and also Darren, what is it? Darius, forget that name. Dorian Wilson. And he's actually Mr. Ogilvy that was on the Parkers. And Tommy Ford, he plays Tommy on the Martin Show and stuff like that. Dorian's gonna kill me for forgetting his name, so we can F that. But yeah, so those guys, they were very gracious, and they knew I was green as all get out with the acting. So I just took their advice and took their teaching, and these guys were very excellent, man, and so awesome and so gracious with their acting skills, and they just showed me the ropes, man. And I played Sheldon, which was the oldest son of Mahmoud, who was the main character of the movie, and it was a great movie. It was an awesome movie. It had a very awesome storyline. All the actors were great, and we just had a really good time. I was only down there for 2 days, man, so I had to really go in and grind really hard in order to make it happen. But we made it happen, and I couldn't have been more happy about the outcome, man. It was scary, but because it was something new and something different from me, man. But I had an awesome time, man, and I could not have been happier. So yeah, definitely those three things that have been going on right now, man, have really been awesome.
Lastly, what do you want our viewers to know about you, either you personally, or what would you like them to know about 112? Personally address them. Okay,
to all the viewers, man, I just want to say thank you, first of all, because 112 has been in the music industry since 1996, and the life expectancy of an R&B group is about 3 or 4 years. So that roughly equates to about 2 albums. Your first album and your sophomore album, and lot of times, a lot of us suffer that sophomore gene. What's up, Quentin Sparker? This is another member of the group.
What's up, boy?
This guy's looking super buff right now. Just finished a play and in Atlanta, and it was awesome. And what's the name? What was the name of it?
Rebirth.
Rebirth. Check this man out on Twitter. What is it?
At Q Parker 112.
And then on Instagram.
At Q Parker 112. Emmanuel in stores right now. Go get it.
Go get his solo project right now. 112 has an album coming out, bro. You looking. Hey, your chest is looking, really Michael Keith-ish.
I'm going